There is one thing that has been bothering me for some time now. Where I live, usually when I'm bored and I decide to take a stroll just to, to ease myself and relax and just walk around, I tend to see a lot of nice buildings. 2 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, 7 bedrooms, very nice buildings in the vicinity where I live. There was a day that I decided to do some enquiry to find out who were the owners of this building, because they were virtually empty. Some of them you see grass, the whole place is full of weeds and stuff, and once in a while somebody will come and do some weeding, or sometimes you just see somebody moving in and out, but you don't really see somebody really living in the house. So I did some inquiry, and apparently most of those structures around, the owners are not within the country. They are not within the country. I'm having this discussion with you because once I met one of the owners, we had a discussion, and what he told me was that, okay, the house is ready, he's aging, and now what he's trying to do is just trying to find out, putting things in order so that he can now permanently come and live within the country. So his issue now is about when he comes now, how will he be able to survive and live within the country? Because he does not have any source of income. Okay, and he was trying to see if he could finish so that when he comes down to the country, he can depend upon his pension outside, and also trying to see if he can probably do some one-on-one issues within the country. So the house has been ready for almost about 5 years according to him. And from what he was saying, he actually wanted to come back to the country, but he can't. And it was through him that I got to know that was the dilemma for the others, because apparently they know themselves. They come once in a year to check what's going on, and they go back, and they really want to come back. So now, if I learned anything from what he said, most of them were waiting for pension, so that when they come, they'll be relying on the pension from overseas in order to survive within the country. It's just a few of them that were thinking about probably starting something in Ghana to compensate what they will be getting from their pension in order to survive. My friend, if you have not watched any of my videos, I would encourage you to take the time and watch them. This is a very common mistakes that many Africans and Ghanaians, for that matter, we get ourselves entangled and engaged in. These mistakes emanate from our culture, but it is a very terrible mistake that we all do, especially those in the diaspora. You have built a house, but you are unable to move into it. What is that? And just in my area, I'm just talking about, I've seen about 8 houses, very neatly built houses, but the owners cannot come into it. Why? Because they do not have any source of income. They will not be able to survive within this country. So they are waiting for pension in order to come and live in that house. What about if you are not fortunate to get to 60 years? Because not everybody that gets to 60 years. Statistically, your probability of you getting to 60 years is very low. So you build a very nice house, but nevertheless, that which will enable you to live in that house, you have not paid attention to it. There is a parable in the Bible in which it was stated that when you enter into the house of a strong man, you first and foremost have to bind that strong man. That's the first thing that you have to do. It is a parable, and it states that when you enter into the house of a strong man, forget about the possessions and stuff, whatever is in the house that you are interested in, forget about that, but rather bind that strong man. And when you are done binding the strong man, you have all the time in the whole world to dispossess him of his possession. You have all the time. You are free to do whatever you want to do. Now, the strong man in Africa and in Ghana is money. That's the strong man. Money is the strong man in Africa, and it is because of that strong man that many Ghanaians and many Africans are leaving this continent. So my take to you on this issue is, when you decide that you want to come back to this continent, you need to bind first that strong man. That should be your interest. Bind that strong man in your life which is on this continent. When you are done binding that strong man, you will now be at liberty to dispossess him of his possession. By that, I'm saying and referring to the fact that you will now be at liberty to now do the things that you want to do at ease. So this is what I'm saying. You need to first and foremost deal with that strong man, which is the money, income related activity in Africa. No matter the structure that you build in Ghana, a 10-bedroom apartment, 20-bedroom apartment in East Legon, in West Legon, in Cantonment, until that strong man of an income is bound in your life, as in you have something that will generate income for you within this country, you would never be able to settle in Ghana. It will be an impossibility. You will not be able to settle in Ghana despite the house that you have built. Are you aware that there are several Ghanaians, for that matter, living in this country who do not own a house? There are several Ghanaians who live in this country who do not own a house. So owning a house is not a prerequisite for you to return back to this country. What is required for you to return back to this country is having a regular and reliable source of income within this country. That is what you need. That is what you need in order to return to this country. As in, if you want to stay in this country or you would want to return back in the future to this country, you would need something within this country that will be generating enough income for you. By that, the strong man of poverty and money had been bound in your life so that you cannot come and live on this in this country as you want. I have two friends. One is in the US and one is in the UK. The one in the UK has finished building his house about a year ago. Per my discussion with him, he wants to come back. Actually, the last time that he came back, he spent barely just 2 weeks because the money that he brought down got finished. He could not survive just staying in Ghana for 2 weeks. He had to go back. He has a very nice house that he has built in Ghana, but when he came after these 2 weeks, he had to go back. Even though per my discussion with him, he was not interested. He wanted to stay here. He wanted to stay here. The plan was for him to stay here for at least a month. But just in 2 weeks, he had to leave his comfortable apartment that he had built here in order to go because he could not support his lifestyle. The other friend that I'm talking to you about, who is in the US, has no house here. He has a land, but he doesn't have a building, a house for him to reside on. But rather, he has a business in Ghana. Per my discussion with him, that business generates on monthly basis 30,000 Ghana cedis a month as income for him. I'm talking about profit. Every month, the business that he had built generates 30,000 Ghana cedis for him. He came here. He also planned on staying in the country for a month. He actually stayed for 1.5 months. When the 1 month was over, he called and requested for an additional 2 weeks. One overstayed, the other left earlier. The other did not have a building, but because he was generating 30,000 Ghana cedis a month, he was able to rent a place and live comfortably. My friend, please do not make this mistake. Don't make this mistake that many Ghanaians do because of our value system. We feel like when you build a house, you have actualized. It is not so. Building a house is not what actualizes you. So this is my advice to you. You first and foremost build something within this country that will generate an income for you. There is this paradigm that the rich have. You build your business first, then your business will build your house for you. The poor build their house first, then they try and build their business. That's one way. That's the Ghanaian way. That's the African way. But the rich and the wealthy and the financially educated always build their business first. Then they allow their business to build their house for them. And trust me, the house that your business will build for you, you cannot compare that house to the house that you will build yourself. It is better to have a business generating a 30,000 Ghana cedis profit in Ghana whilst not having a house built than to be having a 5-bedroom house in Ghana and yet do not have any source of income that will allow you to stay in the house that you have built here. We have many Ghanaians out there, many Ghanaians. I would say majority of Ghanaians out there would want to return back to this country. You have built your houses, but nevertheless you are unable to stay in those houses. You have strangers living in those houses. Why? Because the strong man that needed to be bound, you have not done that. So please, once again, you need to first bind that strong man in your life. Have something within the country that would be generating regular source of income, which is usually a business. Then when that is done, out of that you will build your house. And it is better to return to Ghana with a regular source of income, a business generating 20, 30, 40,000, 50,000 Ghana cedis a month without a house, than to return to Ghana with a big mansion and yet no source of income. And my final words to you is, your plan of returning to Ghana and living in your own building by relying on your pension, it is a ill plan. Masa, sa plan no emfa. The fact say other people have been engaged in those plans, and that is, and that's this is the whole purpose of this channel that I have created, because, and that's why I keep on advocating. If you have not listened to my videos, please go and listen to them and meditate upon them. It will change you. We are poor because we have a poor mindset. Our understanding is wrong. We do not have knowledge when it comes to finances and money. We take bad decisions. The fact that it is an accepted norm within this country does not, and it is the accepted norm within the country and Africa that makes us to remain where we are. Please, that plan of coming to Ghana and the source of the income that would make you to stay in this country will be your pension. Masa, please reconsider it again. Re-educate yourself on my channel. Masa, reconsider your decision. There is still time for you to correct some of the mistakes that have been done. I would now encourage you to subscribe to my channel. Please like and comment.